So you track your daily coffee spend. You've got a budget for groceries. But what if I told you those numbers, they're mostly just noise? They're designed to make you feel in control of your money. But in reality, they're like counting calories while completely ignoring a much bigger problem. There are 5 other numbers that truly wealthy people pay attention to. Numbers most people don't even know exist. These numbers couldn't care less about your salary or the car you drive. They tell the cold, hard truth about your financial health. They reveal whether you're actually building a fortress of wealth or just living in a house of cards that's one bad day away from collapsing. These are the numbers that show you might be secretly poor, even if your paycheck looks great. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what they are, how to figure them out for yourself, and how to use them to stop looking rich and finally start building real wealth. Number 1, your net worth. The first and maybe the most important number is your net worth. We're all conditioned to ask, how much do you make? The real question we should be asking is, what are you actually worth? Your income is just a measure of your effort this month. Your net worth is the measure of your progress over a lifetime. It's the ultimate scoreboard in this money game that we're playing. Simply put, your net worth is what you own minus what you owe. Financial advisors call these assets and liabilities. But let's cut through the jargon. As Robert Kiyosaki put it in Rich Dad Poor Dad, an asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. So let's be brutally honest. That brand new car you just financed, that's a liability. It drains money from your pocket every single month for the payment, insurance, gas, and repairs. That new phone on a payment plan, liability. And this might sting, but for most people, your primary home often functions more like a liability than an asset because it constantly takes money out of your pocket for the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and of course, the upkeep. Assets are the things that work for you, like investments that pay you dividends, a rental property that brings in cash every month, or a business that earns money for you while you are asleep. Being secretly poor is having a high income, but a low or even a negative net worth. Think of a doctor making $300,000 a year, but drowning in $500,000 of student loans and a huge mortgage and 2 luxury car leases. The income is so impressive, but their net worth is deeply negative. They aren't in control. They're just renting a lifestyle from the bank. This number is first on the list because it exposes your true foundation. Without a positive and growing net worth, you are not building wealth. You're just servicing debt. The goal is to shift your mindset from earning more to owning more. Your first step is to calculate your net worth. Do that today. Add up your assets, your cash, retirement funds, investments, anything that you could possibly sell. Then add up all your liabilities. This is your credit card debt, student loans, car loans, your mortgage. Subtract the liabilities from the assets. That number is your starting line. It might be negative, but that's okay because now you know. Your new goal isn't just to get a raise, it's to make that number go up month after month. That's the only real sign you're on the path to financial freedom. Number 2, your freedom number, your emergency fund coverage. The second number is your freedom number. This isn't a dollar amount, it's a unit of time. It answers one simple question. If your income vanished tomorrow, how many months could you actually survive? This number is the dividing line between stability and walking a tightrope with no safety net. So many people who look successful are just passing money through their accounts. It comes in, but it's already spent, really before it even gets there. It's for next month's mortgage, car payment, and those credit card bills. They are living with zero room for error. One bad day from a layoff or a government shutdown, a medical issue, a busted furnace sends them into a complete tailspin of debt and panic. That's the definition of being secretly poor. You look fine, but you're one surprise away from disaster. As financial expert Dave Ramsey says, an emergency fund turns a crisis into an inconvenience. When you don't have savings, an emergency fund, a broken down car is an actual crisis. It's stressful, it forces you to borrow money, and it messes up your whole life. When you do have savings, a broken down car, you know what it is? It's just annoying. You pay cash to fix it, and you know what? You move on because you had a buffer built exactly for that moment. The point of this fund isn't to make you rich, it's insurance for your wealth building journey. Without it, you're constantly forced to do dumb things like cashing out long term investments or racking up high interest debt to cover small problems. This is why people feel like they take one step forward and then 2 steps back. They build a little momentum, life happens, and they're right back where they started because they had no shock absorber. Financial advisors usually suggest having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses saved up in an easy to access account. This isn't money to invest, it's your peace of mind fund. Keep it in a high yield savings account separate from your daily checking. If you have less than 1 month saved, you're in danger zone. No matter how much you make, the first step, a baby step from Dave Ramsey, is to save a starter fund of $1,000 as fast as you possibly can. That alone puts you ahead of a huge part of the population. From there, you build toward the full 3 to 6 months. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about giving yourself freedom. The freedom to quit a toxic job, the freedom to handle an emergency without shame, and the freedom to make smart, long-term decisions from a position of strength, not desperation. Go calculate your freedom number. If the answer scares you, that's good because that's your motivation. Number 3, lifestyle inflation. The third number is your lifestyle inflation rate. This one is so sneaky because it's not on a statement. It's a dangerous habit that keeps high earners broke. Lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep is when your spending magically rises to meet your new higher income. You get a raise and suddenly you see you need a nicer apartment, a fancier car, and guess what? More expensive vacations. This is the most dangerous sign of being secretly poor because it feels like you're winning. You're earning more, so you feel like you deserve better stuff. Society cheers you on. It's keeping up with the Joneses on social media steroids. But you haven't actually improved your financial situation at all. You're just a hamster on a shinier wheel, running faster, but never getting off. You look so much richer, but you're just as trapped, living paycheck to paycheck, even if it's a much bigger paycheck. Here's how to figure this out. Look at your last big raise. Let's say you started bringing home an extra $1,000 a month. Now, let's be honest. How much of that actually went straight into savings and investments, and how much got absorbed by new bills? Did you get a new car payment, a bigger rent payment? If 80%, 90%, or even 100% of that raise disappeared into new spending, guess what? Your lifestyle inflation rate is just out of control, sister. The danger is that this makes your financial life totally rigid. Your expensive lifestyle becomes the new normal, and you're completely dependent on that high income just to stay afloat. It also means you're always stressed. You have to work harder just to maintain things, leaving no room for what actually builds wealth. The gap between what you earn and what you actually spend. The best way to fight this is to pay yourself first, but it's with a twist. The moment you get a raise, decide what percentage of that new money you will automatically save. A great target is 50%. So for that extra $1,000 a month, you immediately set up an automatic $500 transfer to your investments. You can enjoy the other $500 guilt-free. This forces you to create a wealth gap, and that gap is where all the wealth is built. When you get a handle on lifestyle inflation, every raise becomes a direct investment in your own freedom. Finally break the cycle and start using your income to buy back your time, not just to buy more stuff. If this all is starting to click and you're seeing your money in a new way, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We go deep on this stuff every week to help you move from looking successful to actually being financially secure. Number 4, your debt servicing ratio. The fourth number is what I call your debt servicing ratio. The official term is debt to income ratio, but that's so boring. Let's call it what it actually is. The percentage of your paycheck that isn't even yours. It's the chunk of your money that's already spent before you even get it, going straight to banks to pay for your past decisions. Secretly poor people live their lives in installments. They don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, can I afford the payment? That was me. That question is a trap that I did not know. My husband did not know. It lets you justify buying things you can't actually afford, from couches and chairs to vacations. Each payment, you know what? It seems so small, but together they become invisible chains that tie you to your job. To find your debt servicing ratio, add up all of your monthly debt payments, your mortgage or rent, minimum credit card payments, car loans, student loans, everything. Now divide that total by your monthly take-home pay. Multiply 100 to get a percentage. If that number is over 40%, you are truly in the danger zone. It means almost half of your work every month goes to paying off the past instead of building your future. You're not working for the bank. You are actually owned by the bank. You're not working for yourself. This is the essence of being rich broke. You have the nice house and the nice car, but you have absolutely no financial flexibility. Warren Buffett has a very clear take on this. He said if you're borrowing on credit cards at 18 or 20%, you have to be a genius to find an investment that can beat that interest rate. He said if I owed any money at 18%, the first thing I'd do with any money I had would be to pay it off, because Warren Buffett understands that higher interest debt is an anchor that makes it almost impossible for you to get ahead. The solution is to change how you see debt. Stop seeing it as a tool and start seeing it as a claim against your financial future. The goal isn't to manage debt, it's to destroy it. Methods like the debt snowball, popularized by one of my favorites, Dave Ramsey. It works so well because you build momentum as you pay off your smallest debt. You get that quick win and then roll with that payment into the next one. When you lower your debt servicing ratio, you are giving yourself a raise. Every dollar that stops going to a bank is a dollar you can use to build your net worth, grow your freedom fund, and buy back your life. Number 5, your real hourly wage. The fifth and final number is one of the most eye-opening calculations you can possibly make. Your real hourly wage. What is it? You think you know what you make per hour. You take your salary and divide it by the hours you work. Simple, right? Well, that's wrong. That number is actually a fantasy. This concept comes from the classic book, Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. They argue that money is what you trade your life energy for. Think about that. To know the true cost of anything, you first have to know what you're really getting paid for 1 hour of your life that God has entrusted to you. To calculate your real hourly wage, you have to account for all the hidden time and money costs that come with your job. First, the money. From your take-home pay, subtract all work-related expenses. Now, let's be honest. This is your commute, gas, maintenance on your car, work clothes. You might be dry cleaning, the coffees and lunches you buy because you're at the office, and even decompression costs. That expensive takeout or I deserve this shopping spree after a brutal week. That helps you calculate your real work hours. Next, the real hours you work. This isn't just 9 to 5. Add your commute time both ways, going and coming. The time you spend getting ready for work, any unpaid overtime, and the time you spend checking email or just stressing about work after hours. Now take your adjusted weekly pay and divide it by your adjusted weekly hours. That's your real hourly wage. For a lot of people, a $50 an hour job can easily plummet to a real wage of $20 an hour, or it could even be less. This shows you secretly are poor because you might be trading huge chunks of your life for way less money than you even realize. That prestigious job in the city might seem great, but after you factor in a 3-hour commute and the high cost of living, you might find you have more money and more life with a less impressive job closer to your house. The mindset shift here is profound. Once you know your real hourly wage, you can price everything in units of your life. That $100 dinner, it just isn't $100. It might be 5 hours of your life energy. Think about that. That $1,000 phone is 50 hours of your life. Is it really worth it? This question, it changes everything. It moves you from asking, can I afford it, to is it worth my life? And that is one of the most powerful steps toward true financial freedom. So there you have it. 5 numbers that cut through all of the noise. Your net worth, your freedom number, your lifestyle inflation rate, your debt servicing ratio, and most of all, your real hourly wage. These numbers, they don't lie because they are numbers. They tell a story of substance, not appearances, of security, not just your status. For too long, we've been told to just chase a bigger salary, thinking it will solve all of our problems. But as we've seen here today, you can earn a fortune and still be secretly poor, trapped by debt, living on the edge, and trading one precious life for a lifestyle that owns you. Let me say that to you again. I need this to hit you in your heart. Trading your own precious life for a lifestyle that owns you. True wealth isn't about the car you drive. It's about security, freedom, and having options. It's the peace of mind knowing you can handle a storm. It's the power to design a life on your own terms, not the terms dictated by your monthly payments. Calculating these numbers, it very well might be uncomfortable. You might not like what you find, but you can't change what you don't measure. Seeing the truth is the first and most important step in this process. Your future self is counting on you. Every decision to prioritize security over status, every dollar that pays down debt instead of funding a new want, every raise you split with your future self, those are the actions that build an unshakable financial life? Now, which of these 5 numbers hit home for you the most? Which one are you going to calculate first? Let me know in the comments. Sharing that first step is a powerful way to make it real for you and everyone else reading. And if you're ready to stop being secretly poor and start your journey to real wealth, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more nonsense guide to financial freedom. I look forward to seeing you next time.